What's going on, everybody? It's Ted here with the Kansas City Geeks, and I am at the I Want My Retro event at the Wonderland Mall of the Americas, and I'm sitting with the legendary Britta Phillips, especially from the Gem and the Holograms TV show. How are you today?
I'm great. Yeah.
I know you haven't done a lot of conventions, but how is this one for you?
Oh, this has been a blast.
Yeah?
It's been really sweet meeting all these fans, because as I always say, when I was recording the songs for Gem, all the audience were just little kids, and I had a 5-year-old brother, so I was popular with his friends, but I didn't think about it, people remembering it, years and years later, and it's just like the more time goes by, the more people I meet, and it's really exciting and very humbling, and I feel very lucky.
That's amazing. You get to see all the appreciation that fans had of the series. My wife, who she's over shopping right now, but she was a massive fan. She introduced me to Jen, and I did not know she had such a sort of a obsessive geek. I don't know what the word is. She was a fanatic about anything until she talked about Jen. And so I can understand how you have this massive following, because this show, there was, I want to say, nothing like it. It was so 80s, and someone who I've spoken to a lot of people in the voice acting industry, it seems like this probably took so much effort to make, because
it was a big production.
It was a mass production, and you probably had like an entire music department, or who was responsible for all the arrangements. You had multiple songs every episode.
Oh yes, so much music. There were 3 songs an episode. I can't remember how many episodes, but over 100.
I think nobody would ever do that today. I feel like that's so much work.
But the music was all written and produced in New York City. Okay. And then the rest of the show was done in LA, all the voice actors. So it was a really, it was a big production. And I didn't meet the speaking voice of Gem until 2010.
Samantha?
Yes. I met her at GemCon.
That is wild. So decades later.
Yes.
How did you get involved with the project?
My father was a musician, and he did he was doing commercial jingles at the time, and Anne Bryant was someone he worked with, and she told my dad that she was working on this new project, cartoon, and they wanted a real young rock singer. And he said, "Oh, my daughter," because he had just helped me make my first demo when I was 18, and so he gave them my demo. And they hired me. I had to audition, and my audition was recording the theme song.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
which is iconic. It is so good. To this day, it still holds up. I wish they would make a modern version of it to kind of update the sounds and everything, but it still holds up. It's iconic. I've spoken to voice actors who've worked on 90s shows and 80s shows, Sailor Moon, for example. And so there's always this thought process. You think about some of the more challenging scenes to film. You had always, it feels like, challenging vocal arrangements to do. Like none of these songs seemed easy to complete in.
Some of them were harder than others.
How was that like? Yeah, what's that experience like?
Well, I mean, I had a pretty loud, high voice, but they kept pushing it. So once they knew I could sing really high and loud, they were like, "Okay, let's see if we can go one higher." So.
Oh my God.
I would get in there, and I mean, not all the songs were like that. There were some mellow ones, but some of the songs, I remember having, once in a while I'd have a hard time hitting these really high notes, and they would have me bend over and let all the blood rush to my vocal cords.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if it was a trick to make me just think I could do it, or if it actually works, but it did work, so.
There you go, vocalist.
Yeah, it was a challenge. It was high, fast, loud, but it was
Yes.
super fun. It was really fun.
And
to
it
do.
was a lot. We talked about like 3 songs at around 3 songs or average an episode.
Yeah, sometimes they were misfit songs, but sometimes.
And the
you know.
arrangements were different every time. They weren't
Yeah.
like reused or anything.
No, complete songs
that blows
every
my
time.
mind.
So I would go in and they would tell me what the episode was about, and then they would write a song that had to do with the theme of the episode, and then I'd learn the song, and I didn't really read music, so they would sort of teach it to me on the piano, and then I would sing it, a couple of songs in a couple of hours, 2 or 3 songs.
I can't think of another show in history that would do anything that would take that amount of work. It's truly remarkable that you guys went and you did all that. That is quite astonishing. You are still recording and still putting on music today.
Yes.
Where can people find you, and do you have any shows coming up?
I don't have any solo shows coming up. This is my solo album, and you can find it on Spotify, on Apple Music. It's my name, Britta Phillips. I also play bass in a rock band with my husband. That band is Luna, and we're going to be playing in September on the East Coast.
Awesome.
You can find that on Bands in Town, search for Luna. That's a good place to, or
Instagram.
deanandbritta.net. Instagram. That's what I'm on mostly.
I know. I see. I've watched a lot of your videos. I love the music.
Oh,
Very,
cool.
very folksy.
It's all over the place. Yeah, some of it's very mellow and nothing too hard rocking.
Nothing like Gem.
No, nothing like Gem. Although occasionally I'll sing something high, and I'm working on some newer stuff where I might sing a bit more high and energetically. But yeah, I'm always trying different new things.
I'll finish with this final question. What are some of your fondest memories, or what do you appreciate most about being a part of this project?
Oh, well, I mean, the best part of it has really been meeting fans. I'm not just saying that. That is true. It's very humbling and it's very sweet, and I just feel very lucky to get all the love, and that people grow up with something as when they're kids, and then it sticks with them.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of love, and I really appreciate that.
I love it. I love
do.
it. Check her music out. Spotify. Definitely follow Britta on Instagram. See all of her great videos and everything else, and definitely go check her out when you get a chance to see her live. And also, you post your future conventions on Instagram as well?
Oh yeah. I don't have any future ones coming up, but I'm available.
Definitely. Thank you so much for doing
I'll
this.
do a Comic-Con one of these days.
Oh,
I'm
please.
sure.
Definitely. Thank you so much for doing
Yeah,
this.
thank you. It's a pleasure.
Take it easy, guys.